Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's a little chilly this morning, although no frost, so not too bad. We're gonna go shell corn, get our NCGA entries done, do a bunch up in that irrigated field today. We've got a bin fan issue we're gonna address here this morning though. So you guys remember this electrical box that we had to change a month or two ago? We had the old one, it burned up, so we rewired or put a new box on and hooked all that stuff back up. Well, with three-phase power, if you switch a couple of wires, your motors run backwards. It switches the direction. And when Phil went to start it up here this morning, it was running backwards. So we had to reverse a couple of wires, and now it's running properly. Lots of suction on that. So that's the aeration fan. It blows air and it kind of necks it down here, and then underneath the bottom here there's a air duct, but essentially that the air blows up through the perforated floor on the in the bottom of the bin, and it blows that air up through the grain. We've got enough grain in this bin now that we need to turn the fans on. So we're going to start this one up. Move some air. Okay, 20 horse. If you were wondering, they're two 20 horse fans. Drying corn. There's not a huge amount left in the wet bin, but there is some. We dried pretty late last night, but we're trying to fill the overhead now to get a little dry corn to haul out. Yesterday morning we had some dryer issues. I don't know if I told you guys about that or not at all, but our DM510, our Dryer Master, all these numbers were off. They were all like 15 or 20% low. The drying temp, the outlet moisture, the temperatures, the rate, all of it. And so we were on the phone with Dryer Master for a while, and they didn't really come up with anything, and finally I just unplugged it and restarted it, and it worked. And I suggested that to them when we were on the phone, but they didn't tell me to do that. This box here, they basically say once you start drying for the year, do not shut it off. Leave it on all the time, whether the dryer's running or not. So that's why I was a little hesitant to just do that, but it fixed it. Brought the fuel trailer up, fuel up the combine. It's not going back to the farm for a while, so we're gonna have to haul fuel because we gotta finish this field, and then we got another field just over there that's close, and then we got one over east of town, and we're gonna try and do all of those before we go back to the farm with the combine. So everything else after those three is really close to home. It is a beautiful day and morning, bright sunshine, big wide open field. Nice. The wheat over there looks good. Got some corn in our grain cart. We got to get some trucks. Waiting for Dad. He decided to go spray another load. Well, it's not too windy this morning, so it might be a little while before we really get rolling. Let's go harvest some corn. All right, Dad's gonna jump in the combine. He is in the combine. Jumping in the grain cart tractor here. We do have some stuff on there already, so we should have a truck here pretty quick. And we'll make some progress. So my supervisor for the NCGA contest is coming out here shortly. We're going to do those, which is going to take a little time to screw around with, but it is what it is. I don't think we're going to win anything or set any records, but we should get some respectable yields out of it. So let's see what we get. All right. Well, we're waiting on a truck, which I think is coming up the road here now. My judge is here for our NCGA stuff, so that is good. We'll get to those here shortly. He said he's not in any hurry, so I don't know when we're going to get to him, but we're going to get to him. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I got. It's good corn. Dad's, yeah, he's going to be waiting on me is what's going to happen here. You guys want to see how fast we can load a truck? Ready? Go. 4 seconds. We're 4 seconds into that clip.
see the corn at all, can you? There it is. Time. 2 minutes. Took us 1 minute and 56 seconds to put on. We're a little short. I didn't quite get 1,000 bushels. 55,600 pounds. Close enough. 55,650.
Well, at least for a little bit here, I'm going to jump back in the combine. Dad's going to take the pickup home and get our third semi. We're going to use that for the NCGA trials here. So we're going to unload the combine and we're going to go back. And we're going down over here. I changed the scale, so anything in the dark green is 260 plus. That's where we want to go. So we're going to go down here and over here, my two different varieties for my different entries, and harvest them. See what we can get. It's a good start. It's a good start. We'll see how this pass does, how many acres we've got here. I got an acre counter running over here. We have to do 1.25 acres minimum for each entry. All right, we're making our second pass of this first entry here. There's a lot of green left in these leaves here. That's a good sign. Means the plants were nice and healthy late into the year. What's it say the moisture is? 24, so it's a little wetter, but I don't really care because it's 300 bushel corn, so that's okay. We don't really need to go all the way through here, but we'll see how the corn is when we get back there, because it's going to be a long ways to back out if we get to 1.25 acres. We're at 0.9 right now, so I'm kind of watching that. We want to get to at least 1.3 here in case we measure, and this monitor is off a little bit anyway. And if we're right towards the end, we might just finish the pass anyway. Well, we have a good and a bad problem. The good problem is that it didn't all fit in the front half of the truck. The bad deal is that I have another entry and we can't put it on the same truck. I should have used the big truck and not the little one, but we're gonna have to go weigh this one off, so Dad can keep shelling while we do that. We haul it to our local elevator and dump it. We get a weight and a moisture. All right, we made it back to the field. Dad had run off some of these short rows in the front here. Filled the cart up, so we got another truckload and we're gonna go do our second entry. Okay, working on that other variety in our second entry here. And the two passes, we're kind of on this angle, so 2 passes wasn't enough. We only got 1.17 acres on that one. So he's going to measure this second pass, and then we're going to go back to the middle and dive in, get up to 1.3, and then probably just back out of it. Not go all the way through. Problem is I'm running into those end rows and that edge there, so I can't go all the way through on another one. For those of you that don't know, let's talk about the NCGA Corn Growers Yield Contest a little bit. Will you sit there? You sit there, maybe. So the National Corn Growers Association does this corn yield contest every year. The idea is to drive innovation and have people share kind of their practices a little bit and how we're pushing these really good corn yields to try and further, the industry and stuff. And so the rules are that you have to have a 10-acre field. It has to be all one hybrid. You can't have multi-hybrids or mixes or anything like that. Of that 10 acres, you have to harvest all of the border rows off. You can't have anything right along the edges. And then you have to have at least 5 acres left. You have to harvest 1.25 acres minimum for the entry. And so that's kind of what we're doing here. You're supposed to skip passes and not just start and go right through. If you have over, I think it's 350 bushel yields this year, you have to do it twice. You have to do one check, and then you have to have a second supervisor come out and check it again to verify. So that's why you got to skip passes and leave some. We aren't going to hit that mark, so that's what it is. Let's see, what else? So I do have 2 entries. They're technically in the same field, but they're there was 40 acres of the one hybrid. There's 50 acres of another hybrid, so there are more than that. And so I entered in 2 entries out of this same field farm because of the different hybrids out here. And so we'll see what we get out of it. And yeah, is what it is. I doubt we're going to win, but we're going to have a respectable showing. I seem to have hit a yield level over the last, 6-8 years that I've been doing this contest, and I fall within a 10 to 20 bushel range every year, no matter what I do or what the year it is or anything. So I'm
trying to figure out how to break out of that. I would love to hit an entry hit over 300, and I don't know if we're going to get there this year or not. We're probably not, but we might be sort of close. Yeah, these white cobs. The one hybrid out here is a white cob. Anyway, we've got our second entry here. It all fit in the front hopper, but we didn't harvest quite as many acres, and it's a fair bit drier, I believe. So doesn't mean that it didn't yield as good, just means it doesn't take up as much volume. All right, we are back to running cart. Dad's in the combine. We got to try and cover some acres here today. My NCGA supervisor is he's getting the worksheets. I forgot to print them out, so he was going to go grab those and some pizza for lunch, and then come back and we're going to figure out the results from our tickets here. I'm pretty sure the first one was a little bit better than the second one. Neither of them record breakers, both of them respectable, but we'll see. Well, we're chasing all the livestock out. Wildlife, that's what I meant, wildlife. There goes a deer. Dad did some of these short rows in front of our backbone pass there while I was weighing my harvest, or my NCGA entry stuff, so we're cleaning up the back end there. Getting there, we're getting down, we're almost got all the long rows done. Let's see if we get any wildlife this time. So he's got, I don't know, 2 more rounds over here, something like that. We've been chasing out a pheasant and a deer about every time here, so doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Any rabbits? Nope, nothing that time. Well, we've made it over to the edge here, just about. He's got a little bit to do. We're gonna finish these ones in the front and then work off this triangle back here. Let's see, show you the big map. Looks like that. So basically the stuff that's brown is what we still have to do. A few end rows along the river over there to do yet. And then all of these rows and this little bit that's up there. We are down to 26 acres left in the field. We should get this done today. I didn't know that we would after the slow start this morning with Dad spraying some stuff and having to fuel everything up and then screwing around with the NCGA trial stuff. I didn't know if we'd make it, but looks like we're going to, so that is good. Dad's starting to get the hang of the old machine sync buttons and moving the grain cart around to get her filled up. It's good. It means I don't have to do it, and my camera's not working, so it'll be hard for me to do anyway. I got a camera inside the tank, but it just shows a black screen. Apparently the camera went bad, so we got just 8 more rows here that come out to the road. We're gonna go back and do our little triangle back there. There's about 20 acres in it, but we get the end rows done, but we're not quite into that. So yeah, somewhere, well, heck, we can look and see. It tells me right here, 21.8 acres to go. We're gonna get it. What time is it? 5 o'clock. 2 hours, 7. Yeah, we should get it, as long as we got room in the wet bin. Combine stopped. Let's see what's going on. Just looking, must be needing to stretch his legs. Just need to stretch?
I need to stretch my legs.
I figured that was it.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's all right. Okay, well, we're doing good. Yeah, the spring came out of it. It's all right. It goes up in the right spot when it's operating. It just, the spring it's supposed to go in that hole and hold it up, and it popped out. No big deal. Yeah, that's a minor one. Just the mid-afternoon stretch and combine check around, walk around. All good. Keep her going. We're down to 20 acres. Let's finish this up. All right, well, it got dark on us, or it's starting to, so we had to kick the lights on. You see Dad over there. And we're down to the last 8-9 acres of the field, into the point rows in this triangle. I'll show you the monitor here. So we've got all of this done, just that little bit of brown left, and we'll have this one wrapped up. We're gonna get her done. 3 days. It took us 3 days to do this field, 2.5, I guess, but we're gonna get it, and that's awesome. Had a good day. Well, we're down right into the point now. Just like 4 acres to go here. Getting close. Just a little bit of brown there. He's already got the most of the point done. So what time is it? 7:30. Man, what a good day. We covered some ground. That's a big field. This was a big one to get done and out of the way, and a lot of bushels to handle. So Phil said the wet bin's about full. We're gonna have a lot of corn to dry overnight and then tomorrow, but it's all right. All right, we got it done. There's some corn on the grain cart yet. We'll worry about that in the morning, I think. I don't think Phil's coming back for it, so we're gonna shut her down here and take the truck home. We had a good day. We had a really good day. Oh, I forgot to show you guys on the monitor, but we hit a milestone on the 8RX today. A sad one. We have crossed 1,500 hours on that tractor. To be expected, but she's not new anymore. Oh boy, the red light's on the wet bin. She's full. She's full. We couldn't have done much more if we wanted to. Well, guess we gotta try a bunch of corn. She's doing almost 1,000 an hour. I mean, it's not like it's going slow, but that's just what you get. So there was some wetter corn in there. That one variety was wetter. It slowed it down a little bit. All right, let's wrap this one up. Thanks for watching today. What a deal. We got the irrigated corn done. Overall yields are, I'm not gonna lie, they're a little disappointing. But it was super dry up there. Like for the dry weather that we had, that was really good corn. Our irrigation worked. I mean, 90 bushel, that's pretty impressive. I think over the whole field, we probably averaged an increase of 60, 70 bushel across the whole field. That's phenomenal. We'll take it. It was really good corn. There was some great stuff up there. I'm not going to tell you what my NCGA entries were exactly. We'll get to that some point in the future, but yeah, we're not going to publicize that information just yet. So make sure you're here tomorrow. Trust me, you're going to want to be here tomorrow. We got an exciting video coming tomorrow. Something really cool happening. So we'll leave that little teaser there. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed, like the video. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Aren't those lights cool? There are proximity sensors that tell if there's corn next to it or not in that bin, and I've got them all tied to those lights so you can see how much is in the wet bin, and that's freaking awesome.